Welcome back, everybody. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. A super cool event, a very important event, is coming up this weekend here in the Central Valley. It is the Freedom Party 2022, and joining us in our Tower District studios, please welcome my guest today. Tell everybody, well, it's Ryan Townsend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Said it right.
So, yeah, I am Ryan Townsend. Maybe some distant relation with Pete Townsend. You know, maybe dropped the age at some point when came over from. The door. Yeah. So actually, I'm of both British and South Korean heritage. So
really,
yeah. So I've got
that's an interesting
yeah. So my mom was born in Busan, South Korea, and my dad is just a big white guy. So yeah, we.
I can kind of see.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bit,
yeah. I got to tell people, and then they can notice. But we, So I'm the executive director of Central Valley Justice Coalition, and we are an anti-human trafficking nonprofit. Our mission is to prevent human trafficking before it happens through education, partnership, and outreach. And so a lot of times you'll hear about anti-trafficking work and very, very important areas like like busts, like raids, people being rescued from slavery, whether it's sex trafficking or labor trafficking, and that is all very, very important work, and we have partners who do that type of work, but our goal really is to stop exploitation and trafficking before it ever happens in the first place. So it's a quote attributed to Ben Franklin, and it's that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so we really believe, just like in healthcare industry and other industries, that they started to incorporate this idea that, hey, if we stop the problem from happening in the first place, then we can do a whole lot more good.
Right. So this Saturday, you've got a whole lineup. Brian K, Days Baby, Dakota Crossing. Oh no!
Who's Gene?
Who's Gene? Oh, okay. All right. Who is Gene?
Who's Gene?
Puppet and DJ Johnny Q Brown.
Yeah, absolutely. And a special shout out to DJ Johnny Q Brown, because he's a great friend of mine, and he's actually got a concert promotion company called Love the Captive, and they're partnering with us to make this possible. And we're really excited to be hosting this at Shep's Club. Chef's Club is in a building that's adjacent to the Amtrak station downtown, and it was there was some notoriety around it. It was featured on the show Undercover Billionaire, and they opened, unfortunately, kind of during the lockdown shutdown period of the pandemic. And so but they're in full operation now there. They have a great coffee shop, Chef's Coffee Shop, and then of course I have Chef's Club, and then a bar and restaurant inside. And so this event is going to take place indoors and outdoors. So outdoor stage with the live music and the program with a DJ in between bands and acts, and then we've got Fresno Street Eats partnering with us, and they are going to so there's going to be at least 4 or 5 different food trucks on hand. There will be adult beverages for sale inside the bar, but it's an all ages venue. Like I said, music outside, so the whole family is welcome. There's going to be food, there's going to be drinks, there's going to be dancing, and we're just really excited. These partners of ours are really coming through for us. Every artist. It's a really diverse lineup, by the way, too. We have everything from R&B and soul. Brian Cade, I'm so excited to see him live. To some synth rock, dance, pop. Dakota Crossing is a modern country band, and so we're covering the bases on that, and then so it's the lineup kind of spans the whole gamut. So it's hopefully a something for everybody type situation, but also maybe a discover something you didn't know you liked before you came out.
Final question, how important is the proceeds that you guys are going to get from this event? How much of a difference is this going to make?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to make a gigantic difference. So like I said, this we are trying something new. So to be honest with you, fundraising for a nonprofit in 2022 has been difficult. And we are 100% privately funded. We're funded by churches and individual donors, and then by some businesses and some foundations that are in the private sector side, like the Western Region Insurance Industry Charitable Foundation. It's a mouthful.
That's a long one. Yeah.
So some of those, and so we really depend on everyday people and their generosity to make this happen. And so, long story short, this is Freedom Party. This is a different kind of fundraiser for us. It's not a banquet. Tickets are not $75, $80 a plate, as I don't know if you've been to some fundraisers lately, but they typically cost that. We don't have any of that overhead that goes into throwing a banquet with this. We're Sheps is letting us use the venue for free. The bands are playing for free. The promoter, the audio. I got to give a shout out to my friend Joseph Zenith of Zenith Sound. They're doing the lighting and the audio for free, and so we don't have that overhead associated. So we're going to be able to. It's almost pure profit fundraiser for our prevention programs, and those programs are teaching classes to kids in school situations, after school programs, churches, youth groups. We also train professionals like doctors in residence at UCSF. Here's the UCSF Fresno campus here in town, to training apartment managers, to training social workers. Just recently, I spoke to a room full of nearly 50 different Department of Social Services employees to help give them training on what human trafficking is, which is, by the way, I didn't give this definition, and I've committed to always give it.
Sure.
So the very basic way, the simplest way to understand human trafficking is that it's an exploitation of one person's vulnerability for another person's profit, or a group of people's profit.
Right.
And so we want to stop that exploitation of vulnerability, and so we're out there doing these programs, educating people. We also work on some direct services with people who are minor. So these are minors, and we partner with the Department of Social Services to intervene in cases where there might be a young woman or a young man who has all these extra risk factors and maybe could have even been exploited, but it hasn't been caught by the system. And so we get involved in mentoring and case management on that front end to stop it from turning into a place where that person is a slave and they're no longer free to make their own decisions about their life, and no longer free to leave the situation that they're in.
And like it or not, human trafficking is a big problem here in the Central Valley.
It absolutely is.
So,
it absolutely is.
It happens everywhere, but
Right.
because of our just location.
Oh yeah, our location,
right?
our the generational poverty that we have. There's so many factors. For everything from geography to the history of our area to some of the primary drivers of industry here, to including agriculture and other things. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why we see human trafficking happen here. But the last thing I want to say is that please come and party with us. Now you might say, Ryan, what is there to celebrate in 2022 with the world in the shambles that it appears to be in today? And to that, I would say that we're celebrating in anticipation of a more free world. We're celebrating because there's still hope, because we can do something, we can make a difference for to tens of thousands of people in California who are victims and survivors of human trafficking. We can prevent more people from being exploited, and we can celebrate. This is where the theme really of the Freedom Party comes in, is that we can celebrate because the future belongs to all of us. And August 13th, this Saturday, tickets will be available at the door. We're expecting a big walk-up crowd, so get there or a little bit early if you can. Doors are at 5:30. Tickets are also on sale at the link that they've been putting up on the screen. And so we hope to see you there for Freedom Party.
Check it out, everybody. Ryan, thank you for the work that you do. Please come back. Okay?
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, my friend.
I'm Austin Reed. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us, everybody.